Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Vlog Podcast. Today is Saturday, May 12th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap last night's Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Capitals and the Lightning. Go over yesterday's baseball action, look ahead to today's action. Go over a big coaching decision in the NBA. Go through the PGA standings as of right now. And do my top 10 candidates to win the Conn Smythe Trophy in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Speaking of the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Capitals defeated the Lightning 4-2 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals to take a 1-0 series lead. First period, Michael Kempny, his first of the playoffs, assisted by Evgeny Kuznetsov and John Carlson, 1-0 Caps. Alex Ovechkin's ninth of the playoffs on the power play, assisted by Evgeny Kuznetsov and TJ Oshie, 2-0 Caps. In the first period as well, Tampa looked to have tied the game, but there are too many men on the ice with the goal, so it was waved off. Second period, Jay Beagle, second of the playoffs, assisted by Brett Connolly and Dmitry Orlov, 3-0 Caps. Lars Eller's fourth of the playoffs on the power play, assisted by TJ Oshie and Alex Ovechkin, 4-0 Caps. Third period, Steven Stamkos' fourth of the playoffs on the power play, assisted by Nikita Kucherov and Victor Hedman, 4-1. Andrej Palatz, fifth of the playoffs, assisted by Tyler Johnson and Anton Strowman, 4-2 Caps was your final. Braden Holtby was really good in this game. 19 saves on 21 shots. Andrei Vasilevsky was actually pulled. He gave up 4 goals on 25 shots in 2 periods. And then Domingue came in 7 for 7 to close out the game for Tampa Bay. Tonight you have Western Conference Finals, Game 1. Knights Jets, 7 o'clock, NBC. Prime time. This is going to be a fun game. I picked Winnipeg to win the series. I picked Tampa Bay to win Game 1 yesterday, so it was a bad pick on Maddie's picks, but I just forgot to say it on the podcast. And this is games in Winnipeg, so give me the Jets to win Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals to take an early 1-0 series lead. All right, Major League Baseball. I'm going to go over all the games from yesterday. The Cubs defeated the White Sox 11-2 as they improved to 20-15. The White Sox dropped to 9-26. Tyler Chatwood with the win. Carson Fulmer with the loss. Bottom of the first, RBI single. Anthony Rizzo 1-0 Cubs. Grand slam. Wilson Contreras 5-0 Cubs. Top of the fourth, RBI double. Daniel Palka 5-1 Cubs. Bottom of the fourth, home run Chris Bryant 6-1 Cubs. Top of the fifth, RBI single Jose Abreu 6-2 Cubs. Bottom of the sixth, home run Wilson Contreras, the second of the game, 7-2 Cubs. Bottom of the seventh, Chris Bryant RBI single, 8-2 Cubs. Sacrifice fly, Javier Baez, 9-2 Cubs. 2-run double, Wilson Contreras, 11-2 Cubs. That was your final. Tyler Chatwood, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 3.35 ERA. Carson Fulmer only lasted an inning and 2/3. 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 6.23 ERA. The Athletics defeated the Yankees 10-5 as they improved to 19-19. The Yankees dropped to 26-12. Kendall Graveman with the win. Sonny Gray with the loss. Blake Trehan with the save. Top of the second, home run Chris Davis, 1-0 Athletics. Matt Chapman home run, 3-0 Athletics. That was a 2-run shot. Top of the third, RBI single Jed Lowry, 4-0 A's. Bottom of the third, home run Gleyber Torres, 4-1. Top of the fourth, fielder choice Marcus Semien, 5-1 A's. Bottom of the fifth, 3-run home run Aaron Judge, 5-4 A's. Top of the sixth, home run Jed Lowry, 6-4 A's. Bottom of the seventh, bases loaded walk Aaron Judge, made it 6-5. Top of the eighth, home run Matt Joyce, 7-5 A's. Top of the ninth, 3-run double Marcus Semien, 10-5 A's. That was their final. Kendall Graveman actually turned in a good start for one. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 7.6 ERA. Sonny Gray, very disappointing against his former team. 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 6.39 ERA. The Orioles defeated the Rays 9-4 as they improved to 11-27. Tampa drops to 15-20. Kevin Gausman with the win. Jacob Faria with the loss. Brad Brock with the save. Bottom of the first, 2-run home run Manny Machado, 2-0 Orioles. Top of the third, RBI single CJ Cron, 2-1 O's. Bottom of the sixth, RBI double Jonathan Scope, 3-1 Orioles. Bottom of the seventh, home run Mark Trumbo, 4-1 Orioles. Grand slam, Manny Machado, 8-1 Orioles. Top of the 8th, 2-run triple. Carlos Gomez made it 8-3 Orioles. Malik Smith flies out the right as Carlos Gomez scores on the error by Craig Gentry to make it an 8-4 game. Bottom of the 8th, home run Francisco, 9-4 Orioles. That was your final. Kevin Gausman, 7 in the third innings, 11 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 3.18 ERA. Jacob Faria, not a good start. 6 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 5.09 ERA. The Mets defeated the Phillies 3-1 as they improve to 19-17. Philly drops to 22-16. AJ Ramos with the win. Hector Neris with the loss. Neris is familiar with the save. Bottom of the first, home run Abdul Herrera, 1-0 Phillies. Top of the ninth, 2-run home run Michael Conforto, 2-1 Mets. Home run Devin Mesoraco, 3-1 Mets was your final. Steven Matz pitched pretty well. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 3.86 ERA. Jake Arrieta was really, really good. 7 in the third innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 2.59 ERA. The Pirates destroyed the Giants 11-2 as they improved to 22-16. San Fran drops 19-20. Steven Brault with the win. Andrew Suarez with the loss. Fun thing about this game, Andrew McCutchen returns to Pittsburgh. I forgot to mention that on the podcast yesterday. Bottom of the first, 2-run home run Starling Marte, 2-0 Pirates. Top of the fourth, 2-run single Austin Jackson, 2-2. Bottom of the fourth, RBI triple Jordy Mercer, 3-2 Buccos. 2-run home run Jose Azuña, 5-2 Buccos. Bottom of the sixth, RBI double Colin Moran, 6-2 Bucks. Bottom of the seventh, 2-run home run Josh Bell, 8-2 Pirates. Bottom of the eighth, a 3-run home run by Max Moroff, 11-2 Pirates was your final. Jamison Taillon did not last the whole game. I wonder if there was an injury or whatnot because his stat line looks pretty good. 3 innings, a hit, no earned runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Left the game with a 4.08 ERA. I'm interested to see what was wrong with him. Andrew Suarez, 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Leaves the game with a 4.57 ERA. The Blue Jays defeated the Red Sox 5-3 in 12 innings as they improved to 21-18. Boston drops to 26-12. Sam Gaviglia with the win. Brian Johnson with the loss. I don't have time to go through the rest of the scoring of these games, so I'm just going to do the winners and the losers pitcher-wise and improvement with the team's record. The Royals defeated the Indians 10-9 as they improved to 13-25. The Indians dropped to 18-19. Brad Keller with the win, Andrew Miller with the loss, Calvin Herrera with the save. The Marlins defeated the Braves 6-3 as they improved to 14-24. Atlanta drops to 22-15. Dan Straley with the win. Brandon McCarthy with the loss. Brad Ziegler with the save. The Rangers defeated the Astros 1-0 as they improved to 16-24. Houston drops to 24-16. Cole Hamels with the win. Justin Verlander with the loss. Keone Kela with the save. The Brewers defeated the Rockies 11-10 in 10 innings as they improved to 23-16. Colorado drops to 21-18. Jared Jeffries with the win. Jake McGee with the loss. Josh Hader with the save. The Nationals defeated the Diamondbacks 3-1 as they improved to 22-18. Arizona drops to 24-14. Max Scherzer with the win. Matt Koch with the loss. Sean Doolittle with the save. The Twins defeated the Angels 5-4 as they improved to 16-18. The Angels dropped to 23-15. Matt McGill with the win. Justin Anderson with the loss. Fernando Rodney with the save. The Reds defeated the Dodgers 6-2. In Matt Harvey's Reds debut, who actually went scoreless for the Reds, they improved to 12-27. That was their 4th straight win. The Dodgers dropped to 16-22. Austin Bryce with the win. Kenta Maeda with the loss. Raciel Iglesias with the save. The Cardinals defeated the Padres 9-5 as they improved to 22-14. The Padres dropped to 14-26. Luke Weaver with the win. Eric Lauer with the loss. Today's games, you have the A's at the Yankees. Andrew Triggs against Domingo Germán. White Sox Cubs. James Shields and John Lester. Rays Orioles. Chris Archer and David Hess. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Nationals Diamondbacks, 4 o'clock FS1. Steven Strasburg against Troy Scribner. This is easy. The Nationals are the pick here. The Diamondbacks have a no-name person pitching and Steven Strasburg's the more proven guy. So giving the Nats on the road to take the second game of this 3-game set. Wait, it's a 4-game set, so the third game of the 4-game set. Red Sox, Blue Jays, David Price and Marco Estrada. Royals, Indians, Jacob Junis and Mike Clevenger. Mariners, Tigers, game 1 of a doubleheader, Marco Gonzalez and Matthew Boyd. Rays, Orioles, game 2 of a doubleheader, here entering the night games, Matt Andrees and Alex Cobb. Mets, Phillies, Noah Syndergaard and Zach Eflin. Giants, Pirates, Jeff Samardzija and Chad Cole. Rangers, Astros, Doug Fister and Charlie Morton. Braves, Marlins, Mike Soroka and Harleen Garcia. Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Mariners and the Tigers, Felix Hernandez and Michael Fulmer. Brewers, Rockies, Chase Anderson and Kyle Freeland. Cardinals, Padres, Michael Wacha and Tyson Ross. Twins, Angels, Kyle Gibson and Nick Tropiano. Last but not least, Reds, Dodgers, Homer Bailey and Ross Stripling. Yesterday, the Toronto Raptors fired Dwayne Casey. There was rumors of this happening once they got swept, and the rumors turned out to be true. Despite winning the Coach of the Year award voted on by his peers, he is let go of a job, won 59 games, and earned the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They won the Atlantic Division as well. They will be interesting going forward to see who they replace. Jerry Stackhouse is in the mix. Mike Budenholzer is probably the favorite. Maybe a few assistants from Dwayne Casey's bench will be considered. I wonder if they'll reach out to Mark Jackson or one of the Van Gundy brothers. Nick Nurse is the assistant from Toronto that is in play for the job. Stackhouse makes sense because he did a good job developing the young players on the Raptors from their G League team. Budenholzer would be good for them. He'd be a little bit of an upgrade. The Hawks hired Lloyd Pierce to become their new head coach, who replaces Mike Budenholzer. Pierce was an assistant under Brett Brown. Interesting hire by Atlanta. I don't love it, but we'll see. The PGA Tour, I want to get to the leaderboard real quick. In first place, you have Webb Simpson with a minus 15. Second place, a three-way tie, Danny Lee, Patrick Hanalei, and Charles Schwartzel, each at a minus 10. And Alex Noren's in fifth place with a minus 9. I'm interested to see how Tiger Woods does today, and Rory McIlroy and Phil Mickelson. So it should be an interesting day in golf. Last but not least, I'm going to give you my top 10 Conn Smythe Trophy candidate list. I'm going to go 10-1. My number 10 is Andre Vasilevsky. Despite being pulled yesterday, he was great against the Devils and the Bruins, and he deserved at least a spot on this list because he stole some games for Tampa in the previous 2 rounds. 9, Riley Smith, a good player for the Golden Knights who has a lot of points, who's been a big part of their success. 8, Connor Hellebuck, who's been tremendous in these playoffs. I believe he was only pulled once. 7, Nikita Kucherov of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He has 6 goals and has looked every bit like the player that he was in the regular season. 6, Evgeny Kuznetsov. He has 7 goals. He's been a big part of the Caps' success. He scored the game winner to clinch the series against Pittsburgh for the Caps. 5, Blake Wheeler. He has a ton of points in these playoffs. Good at passing. Scored some big goals for the Jets. 4, Braden Holtby, who amazingly was benched going into the playoffs. Inserted as the starter in Game 3 and hasn't looked back. I'm talking about Game 3 against Columbus. And he's looked like every bit as the goaltender that won the Vezina Trophy a few years ago. 3, Alex Ovechkin, who has 9 goals in the playoffs, and if the Capitals win the Cup, he absolutely should be the Conn Smythe winner. Although Holtby has a case as well as Kuznetsov. 2, Mark Sheffley of the Winnipeg Jets, who's been brilliant. He has 10 goals, or maybe even 11 goals at this point in the playoffs. He's been brilliant. Helped the Jets offensively. I expect him to have a big game tonight. And number 1, this is easy, Marc-Andre Fleury of the Vegas Golden Knights. He's been the best goalie in these playoffs so far. He's stolen so many games for the Knights against the Kings and against the Sharks. And I expect him to keep the Knights in a bunch of these games, although this is their toughest challenge yet, facing the great offense of the Winnipeg Jets. That's it for today's podcast. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in hockey. Look ahead to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, which begins tomorrow, and go over some PGA stuff, baseball, and a lot more. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.